morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 광복절인 8월 15일 목요일 Morning Special입니다. Yes, today we celebrate, commemorate, and mark 74 years of freedom and independence. And it was on this day that oppression in its most vile form was defeated. Rather than relive one of the most painful chapters in our history, we learn from it, and we use it to get even closer together, to be better, and to become an example of unity and peace. 네, 제74회이자 3.1운동 100주년을 맞은 올해 광복절에 각국의 한민족 전통 예술인들이 모여 공연합니다. 오늘 15일, 또 내일 16일 개최되는 제1회 세계 한민족 공연예술축제인데요. 우즈베키스탄과 카자흐스탄에 사시는 고려인, 또 제중동포, 제일동포, 제미동포, 탈북인 등 5개국에서 40명이 참여한다고 합니다. 오늘 오후 2시에는 서울 소초구 국립국악원 우면당에서 참가자 전원이 기념 공연을 펼친다고 하고요. 우즈베키스탄의 아사달 가무단이 꾸미는 부채춤, 또 중국 연변대의 최미선 교수가 연주하는 가야금 산조 등을 선보일 예정입니다. 내일 16일에는 서울 남산국악당과 서울 서초구 정요아트센터에서 공연이 열릴 거고요. 입장은 무료입니다. And above all, today is a day that needs to be shared by people in and out of our nation's borders. August 15th belongs to us, but the significance that is of the day is a lesson for all humanity. And with that in mind, let me give you today's quiz question. Here it is. August 15th, or 광복절, is also known in English as National Blank Day. 1번 National Liberation Day, 2번 National Dictation Day. 네, 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 비타민 C 세트 보내드릴 거고요. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들께 상 보내드릴 테니까요. 상품이요. 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자는 50원, 긴 문자는 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Okay, then let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
Massive rallies are slated to take place today to commemorate the 74th National Liberation Day and to denounce the administration of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
광복 74주년인 오늘 광복을 기념하는 동시에 일본 아베 정권을 규탄하는 대규모 집회가 곳곳에서 열립니다.
Russia has admitted that an explosion on August 8th was caused by a failed test of a new nuclear-powered missile.
러시아 정부가 지난 8일 발생한 폭발 사고가 신형 핵무기 개발 중 발생한 것임을 사실상 인정했습니다.
Chinese outlets are warning of a possible military intervention in Hong Kong as troops assemble near the border of the city.
중국 인민해방군이 홍콩에 인접한 선전에 집결해 유사시 무력 투입을 경고하고 나섰습니다.
Argentina's stock market plummeted by 38% on Wednesday, triggered by primary election results.
아르헨티나에서 좌파 정권의 귀환이 예상되는 예비선거 결과가 나오자 증시가 전일 대비 38% 폭락했습니다.
An outbreak of dengue fever has claimed at least 1,000 lives in Southeast Asian countries.
동남아시아에서 댕기열 사망자가 1,000명을 넘어서 교민과 여행객들의 각별한 주의가 요구됩니다.
The 10th typhoon of the season, Krosa, is en route to Japan and expected to heavily affect Korea's southeastern regions.
북상 중인 제10호 태풍 크로사가 일본에 접근하고 있는 가운데 한국에도 당초 예상보다 큰 영향을 미칠 수 있는 것으로 분석됐습니다. And for the headlines and more, live on this 광복절 morning, I'm joined by Walter 선생님. Good morning.
Good morning to you, and I'll say to our listeners and any viewers out there today, perhaps a solemn good morning. It is, after all, National Liberation Day, so I do hope everybody is finding an appropriate way to commemorate this important day.
네, 최윤식 님이요. Yes, we have to learn from the past history. Indeed.
Those who do not are doomed to repeat it, I think is a well-known
wise
English
words.
phrase.
Yes, indeed. 조주희 님은요. 74th Liberation Day. Let's hoist a national flag. Independence Day라고 사실 보내주셨는데 there is a bit of a difference between independence and liberation. And of course, when we think of independence, we normally think of March 1st, or at least the independence movement was back then. Today would be Liberation Day. 이동일님은요, 아침에 태극기 개양하고 들읍니다. 어제 문구점에서 구입했어요. 라고 보내주셨습니다. Yeah, wherever you get your flags from, hoist them today.
Yes, indeed. I remember, trying to think when, 2 apartments ago, the place I lived, our apartment association actually made sure that everyone had a flag. So they
that's
gave us
nice.
one, which was fantastic.
Well, a writer says that sales of flags have gone up about 50% compared to last year.
Good to hear.
Recently. So, yes, indeed, we'll have to look out for those. And it'll be quite easy to spot lots of flags today, as today is Liberation Day. We are live, as always, and we're going to go over the headlines.
Headline number 1. Massive rallies are slated to take place today to commemorate the 74th National Liberation Day and to denounce the administration of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
광복 74주년인 오늘 광복을 기념하는 동시에 일본 아베 정권을 규탄하는 대규모 집회가 곳곳에서 열립니다.
So, of course, on August 15th, there are always a lot of things going on to
Sure.
mark the day, but perhaps this year a little bit more given the climate of the day. And let's go through some of the things that are planned to be going on today, primarily here in Seoul we'll talk about, but I'm sure there are many things going on nationwide.
Right.
Starting off with a movement for a joint action to resolve the wartime forced labor and other historical issues with Japan. That's been set up by some 10 civic groups, including, in English, the Movement for One Korea, as well as the Center for Historical Truth and Justice. That will begin around 11 a.m. Today, of course, on Thursday in Seoul Plaza.
Right. And that will be followed by a lot of other large-scale rallies across the city. And as you said, it won't be just in Seoul, but the bigger ones are being held in the capital, which is why we're going over those. The first one you mentioned there in Korean would be 광복 74주년 일제 강제 동원 문제 해결을 위한 시민대회. That's going to be at 11 a.m. as you said. There's another one at 2 and later on at 6 as well, as I understand it.
Yes, indeed. The reports that I've seen have the Korean Confederation of Trade Unions holding an event just north of the Gwanghwamun Plaza, as you say, from 2 p.m. today. The Korean Confederation of Trade Unions does expect about 10,000 of its members to take part in that event. And you also mentioned the 6 p.m. event. That would be the candlelight vigil
yeah.
that is being held in the Gwanghwamun area again today. There is also a bell ringing at the Boshingak Belfry as well.
네, 그래서 2시에는 광화문 광장에서 다시 해방의 날 노동자가 외치는 자주의 함성이라는 주제로 전국 노동자 대회가 진행이 되고요. 저녁 8시에는 촛불 집회가 있습니다. 광화문 광장에서 마찬가지로 열리는데요. 아베 정권을 규탄하는 내용으로 진행이 됩니다. The Boshingak bell ringing, when will that take place?
Well, it's going to be happening in late morning, early afternoon. Before the actual ringing at 11:40, there will be a choir performance and a parade of South Korean flags. There will be 14 people there, divided into 3 groups who will ring the bell 11 times each.
네, 보신각에서 타종 행사는 이제 12시에 치러질 예정입니다. And also yesterday marked a very significant day. It marked the 1,400th Wednesday demonstration. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, indeed. We did mention that in the headlines, but we do have some, yesterday, of course, but we do have some new information there. Nearly 20,000 activists, students, and other citizens were said to have assembled there to participate in what is now a very, very long and ongoing demonstration. As you mentioned, of course, it was the 1400th demonstration, and this did take place in front of the former Japanese embassy, which is not too far from the current current
And it was
embassy.
also very significant because it wasn't just in Korea that this was held, but people all across the world, even in Japan as well. Seoul in Korea, as well as places in Japan and Australia and England as well. 10 countries, 34 cities took part in these demonstrations yesterday.
Yes, indeed. So it does seem to be gathering steam and certainly gaining more of a global perspective.
네, 그렇습니다. 어제 1,400회를 맞은 수요 집회는요, 우리나라뿐만 아니라 일본, 호주, 영국 등 이제 10개국 34개 도시에서 열렸는데요. 일본군 성노예제 문제 해결을 위한 수요 시위라는 부제로 열렸습니다. It was also the second Comfort Women Day yesterday, wasn't it?
That was the second one to be held, yes, since the Korean government designated that day, August 14th, as a national memorial day for the first time last year. So indeed, this year did mark the second day for that, the second time.
All right. Well, let's leave that story there and move on to headline number 2.
Russia has admitted that an explosion on August 8th was caused by a failed test of a new nuclear-powered missile.
러시아 정부가 지난 8일 발생한 폭발 사고가 신형 핵무기 개발 중 발생한 것임을 사실상 인정했습니다.
So this is a follow-up again of a story that we touched on yesterday. It seems that we have new confirmations here. The Russian government had initially denied that there was any nuclear material involved in that explosion. However, after increased radiation levels were detected outside the explosion area now, the government there has indeed changed its story and all but virtually admitted that the explosion was caused by a failed test of this new nuclear-powered device that it is working on.
Well, the Russian government, of course, as you said, has admitted to the data and the stats, and it has said that indeed radiation did rise by
yes.
quite a significant amount, and that in itself, experts are saying, is a way of the government to say missiles, weapons were involved.
I think it is an important distinction. You're right. The government, for its part, did not come out and say exactly this is what happened. However, they did give information that could very easily lead to that conclusion. The authorities there near that test site did initially say that radiation levels had increased by some 16 to 20 times the normal on the day of the explosion.
네, 러시아 정부가요. 훈련장에서의 이제 폭발이 있었죠. 근데 그 폭발로 인해서 당일 인근 도시에 이제 방사능 수치가 평소보다 16배에서 많게는 한 20배 가까이 올라갔다라고 밝혔습니다. 이 수치를 밝힘으로 인해서 사실상 이제 러시아에서 어떤 신형 핵무기를 개발하기 위한 어떤 움직임이 있었다를 인정한 것이라고 전문가들은 보고 있습니다. Let's go on to headline number 3.
Chinese outlets are warning of a possible military intervention in Hong Kong as troops assemble near the border of the city.
중국 인민해방군이 홍콩에 인접한 션전에 집결해 유사시 무력 투입을 경고하고 나섰습니다.
So again, something that we have touched on recently, but again, with some more detailed and concrete information this time, it does appear that China is gearing up for military intervention in Hong Kong, at least insofar as they are moving troop carriers and vehicles and other things closer to that area. However, experts are skeptical that China is ready to actually move in a military fashion, but they are certainly making those kind of overtures.
Right. A day before this, actually, President Trump posted a tweet and he said something along the lines of, Chinese officials are gearing up to attack Hong Kong along their border in Shenzhen, which is, of course, right next to Hong Kong, but it belongs to mainland China. And a day after that, yesterday, we heard almost confirmation of that.
Yes, indeed. The propaganda, there was actually a video released by Chinese state media showing numerous armored personnel carriers, trucks, and other vehicles that were parading through the streets up to that area, several of them assembling around what is thought to be some sort of athletic stadium or football stadium. There have also been apparently satellite photographs taken close to mainland China's border with Hong Kong that do also verify the content that was shown in that video.
네. 그렇습니다. 그래서 이제 홍콩 바로 옆에 있는 우린 심천이라고 얘기도 하는데요. 원어대로 하면 이제 션전입니다. 거기에 중국 정부가 병력을 투입해서 유사시에 홍콩과의 어떤 뭐 대립을 할 수도 있다. 아니면은 무력이 투입이 될 수도 있다라는 것을 트위터를 통해서 그 하루 전날 올리기도 했습니다. 그리고 그것에 대한 보도가 어제 또 외신을 통해서 확실시 됐다라는 식으로 받아들여지고 있고요. 미국 국무부는 또 중국이 이 모든 프로테스트, 모든 지금 시위들이 사실은 미국이 그 배후에 있다라는 것에 대해서는 미국이 강력하게 또 반대를 하고 있는 모습이죠. Washington has, of course, said there is absolutely no truth to some of the accusations that Beijing is setting forth, saying that Washington is behind these protests.
Right. Beijing, China has been making several announcements that there are so-called outside factors that are influencing it, pointing not only to the U.S., but also to other countries and other parts of China as well.
And tell us about what's happening at the airport.
Well, the airport, of course, we've heard that there have been ongoing protests there. There was last night escalating tensions there as well, as there were at least one, if not two men who were being held by the group of demonstrators. Those men were thought to be agents in disguise. Later did turn out that at least one of the men was a journalist with Chinese state media. In addition there, one of the police had his baton, the sort of stick-like weapon that they carry, had his baton taken from him. A very big, violent outburst escalated from that, at which the police officer actually did draw his pistol and pointed it at protesters as well. So certainly escalations there.
Right. And I also understand it that the authorities at the airport have obtained an interim injunction to stop these protests at the aviation hub.
I believe that is the case. We'll have to see exactly how that can be enforced, but indeed that process is moving along.
네. 그 법원의 명령을 받아서 홍콩 지금 공항 당국은요, 공항 내에서의 시위를 막을 수 있는 그런 명령이 내려졌다라는 외신 보도가 있습니다. And we'll leave that there and go on to our next headline.
Headline number 4. Argentina's stock market plummeted by 38% on Wednesday, triggered by primary election results.
아르헨티나에서 좌파 정권의 귀환이 예상되는 예비선거 결과가 나오자 증시가 전일 대비 38% 폭락했습니다.
Right. So what happened, of course, in the primaries is that the populist candidate had indeed won those primaries, was more or less expected to, but won by a much larger majority than was expected. In response to that, there has been a lot of chaos there. The stock market plummeting, of course, as we mentioned in the headline. The currency in Argentina, the Argentine peso, initially lost some 30% of its value before the central bank stepped in to try to prop up its currency. And the benchmark interest rate there also jumped from 64% that it was on Friday up to a rather astronomical 75%.
와우. 아르헨티나의 증시인 메르발 지수는요, 38% 가까이 폭락을 했습니다. 그래서 27,530.8의 장을 마쳤는데요. According to some experts, if you convert that into the US dollar, the 38% would actually rise to about 48% in terms of the fall there. And that would interpret to the second biggest drop in terms of stocks in the past 70 years.
Yeah, certainly it is a very, very large decrease there, depending on, of course, as you say, how it is measured.
All right, moving on, let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 5. An outbreak of dengue fever has claimed at least 1,000 lives in Southeast Asian countries.
동남아시아에서 댕기열 사망자가 1,000명을 넘어서 교민과 여행객들의 각별한 주의가 요구됩니다.
Well, yes, indeed. And very unfortunately, we are seeing an increase both in the number of cases of dengue fever across many Southeast Asian countries, as well as tragically an increase in the deaths. Many of the countries affected include Malaysia, the Philippines, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos. One of the worst affected or hardest hit, at least in Southeast Asia, is the Philippines, having reported already some 720 deaths from dengue fever this year.
그렇습니다. 댕기열로 인한 사망자가 이제 동남아 국가들 중심으로 빠르게 확산하고 있는데요. 말씀해주신 대로 필리핀에서 가장 많은 사망자가 지금 집계되고 있습니다. 720명이 지금까지 댕기열로 인해서 목숨을 잃었다고 하네요. 우리나라에는 지금까지 그 90명의 환자는 있다고 하지만 사망자는 없습니다. 이게 올해 들어 7월 6일까지의 통계고요. 모기의 경우에는 댕기 모기라고 따로 있는데 지난달 정확히 한 달 전이네요. 7월 15일에 인천에서 댕기 모기가 처음으로 발견됐다고 하죠.
And according to the World Health Organization, there are about 390 million cases of dengue fever globally each year. There is no specific treatment for the ailment. However, early detection and access to proper medical care after that lowers fatality rates to below 1% again globally.
All right. Well, we'll have to see what the updates are on that, but hopefully the numbers will stay as is in Korea. No deaths at that. And our final story, please.
Headline number 6. The 10th typhoon of the season, Krasa, is en route to Japan and expected to heavily affect Korea's southeastern regions.
북상 중인 제10호 태풍 크로사가 일본에 접근하고 있는 가운데 한국에도 당초 예상보다 큰 영향을 미칠 수 있는 것으로 분석됐습니다.
So, of course, we were well aware of the arrival of Typhoon Krasa, but there has been somewhat of an update. There are expected to be perhaps heavier rains than initially forecast through some parts of the country, receiving between 20 to 50 millimeters of rain per hour in eastern Gangwon province and North Gyeongsang province. And there are some areas of the country that may see up to a cumulative total of 250 millimeters of rain.
네, 그렇습니다. 강원 영동과 경북 북부 동해안을 중심으로 오늘 오후부터 시간당 20에서 50mm의 매우 강한 비가 내릴 것으로 그렇게 기상청은 전망을 하고 있습니다. 또 서울을 비롯한 중부 내륙 그리고 전라도에도 낮 동안 소나기가 오는 곳이 있겠다고 합니다. It's the indirect effect, as you said, of the typhoon.
Yes, that's true. It's not expected to actually make landfall here in South Korea. However, we of course are experiencing that indirect effect.
All right. Those are our headlines this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
Our quiz today is, of course, very timely. August 15th, or Gwangbokjeol, is also known in English as National Blank Day. Would that be number 1, National Liberation Day, or number 2, National Dictation Day?
짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 비타민 C 세트 보내드리겠습니다. 노래 듣고 올게요. This is Ocean Color Scene with Up on the Downside.